At the 65th Siam Annual Convention, I have the pleasure of joining Mr. Shailesh Chandra. Mr. Shailesh, thank you so much for joining us today. The first question, GST benefit, how much do you think that will impact the demand?
It's a welcome move by the government. This was expected for quite some time. We had been given this request to the government because GST rates for cars and all used to be very high. I think it has come just ahead of the festive period. So generally in festive period you see in any case 35 to 40% jump as compared to what you see as an average monthly sale during the year. So that itself will be high. On top of that, there has been a pent-up demand which has been building for last 1 month. So that should also come to play. That should get released in the festive period. And there are a lot of new buyers, who will get triggered because of this GST reduction. So overall, I see a significant boost in the short term. In long term, we'll have to observe how the whole thing plays out, how awareness gets created about this GST reduction, how the sentiment of the consumer changes with the larger set of consumption growing in the country, employment generation happening, GDP growth going, and therefore how it impacts the car sales and commercial vehicle sales, or for example two-wheeler sales, we'll have to observe.
One aspect of this GST tax reduction is that the cess is now gone. But for dealers who have already taken the product off the OEMs, they have paid the GST. What's happening on that? How are dealers going to get compensated? What is your communication with the government on that?
No, so both from FADA side as well as Siam, we have given a representation that there is a need for a transitionary mechanism to handle this situation. I think government is considering. We'll be hopeful that it gets resolved. But the only solution right now is that by 22nd, if you can retail out all, but which is theoretical, you are in the middle of inauspicious period. There are very less customers who are ready to buy cars right now. So it's a real challenge.
Mm-hmm. If we see the numbers of this financial year, the industry was slightly behind last year's figures. But when Siam gave their predictions, they gave a 1% increase, 1 to 2% increase in the overall sales figure. Do you think we are in a situation to say that we might surpass that level?
Definitely whatever was the projection, that was not with the knowledge of this GST reduction. So I believe with GST reduction things should be better. But we are not able to size it at this stage. We will observe for a while. I think internally in SIAM also we'll try to size this. But very difficult to at this stage comment. It will only be a speculation, right? So we'll have to really see how the consumers are responding to this. But definitely from the earlier projection, things should be better.
The delta between EVs and ICE reduces because of GST coming down and EVs continue on 5%. Do you think that will impact the demand of EVs?
Two things we need to consider. One is that the EV GST rate has been kept at the minimum at 5%. It's a big signal of government's commitment as well as, I would say from our perspective, policy stability. Second factor you need to understand is that larger PV industry, for example, was either flat or degrowing also to some extent. But if you observe the EV industry had gathered significant momentum after a very difficult last year. If you just see Jan to August, the growth rate of four-wheelers, EVs is nearly 70%. So there is a momentum, there is a strong demand which should sustain itself. And since there's no change in the GST rates, there was speculation which was going on that it might increase for certain segment. I think government has shown its commitment, and I think therefore the momentum should sustain.
The other prevailing concern amongst customers these days is E20 fuel and how it's going to impact their vehicles, it's going to impact their mileage. There is some certain evidence saying that mileage does get impacted. Government says 6%, 2 to 6%, but customers are saying they're complaining that it is actually more and it may harm their vehicles in the long run, especially the ones which were pre-BS6, which are not E20 compliant vehicles. What is your assessment? What is Siam's position on that?
No, I think, we have made that very clear. One, that it's a great initiative. It has been discussed for last several years before arriving at rollout of this E20 initiative. Good for the country in many ways. Your import self-reliance improves on the fossil fuel otherwise, which is getting imported. Nearly 75 to 80% of that gets imported. From a CO2 perspective, it is better. From farmers' income point of view, it is good. I believe that fuel efficiency, to the studies that we know, triangulated view is it is about 3 to 5% impact, which might not be even perceivable. In different traffic situations, in the different way you drive the car, your fall is much significant, right? So I don't think so it will be very perceivable in my point of view. As far as the non-compatible cars are concerned, ARI has already come with the study that there is hardly any impact on the components. So we believe in the testing agency's result, and I don't think so there's such a significant worry to the extent of noise that we are seeing.
Okay, and has the CM, the body decided that they will honor the warranty requirements even if an E10 compliant vehicle uses a E20 fuel?
There's no exclusion of any component as far as the warranty framework is concerned. To my knowledge, all the manufacturers would be respecting that. So within the warranty framework, there's no specific exclusion, I would say.
Two more questions. I know you're running short on time, but just quickly. One is on rare earth magnets, because despite the fact that there was some trickling news coming that those were being taken care of, the on-ground situation still remains a little different. What is it that you think is going on the matter of rare earth magnets?
A lot of dependency still on the inventories and very close coordination with the suppliers and all. Looking for alternate sources also as the other lever which is being utilized. There's a long-term thinking on mid to long-term thinking in terms of reducing the use of high rare earth or heavy rare earth, and if not eliminate it completely. The two-wheeler industry has also come with an option of light rare earths, but not again available to the extent that they need. So multiple options being thought through, but as far as clearances are concerned from the Ministry of Commerce in China, that I think remains status quo. So yeah, we are always seeing next 2 months and then more longer term initiatives to deal with that situation.
All right, Mr. Chandra. Thank you so much for taking time out and speaking to us. Thanks a lot.